Hello! I'd like to share something that I would love to be the groundwork of every building. I'm talking from the perspective of an architect who has seen how traditional architecture is created these days. Now, I was told that I have to let go of architecture as I know it for it to be reborn. Dear subconscious, would you care to be more specific? But I have a strong sense that biogeometry will definitely remain one of my top tools in whatever I do in architecture in my future. I will talk today about my favorite part of biogeometry, that is earth energy grid lines and how they affect living creatures. I'm not certified to teach you guys how to do it yourself, so I'm not gonna. If you'd like a training, go to biogeometry.com and enroll in some course. Using their calibrated tools, it is easy peasy to do it yourself at home. Now, as an example, I will show you grid lines that cross the house that I live in at the moment. This is literally the first thing you do when you move somewhere, because you don't want to sleep on some nasty grid line crossings, do ya? Now, first things first, you have to cover your previous solutions because emitting such a strong BG3 power, you will not be able to accurately measure all the other lines. See, I have one here in the corner, and you just stick it on. Obviously, you have to study biogeometry before you do all this. In that way, you're gonna get all the training you need to easily find these lines. So I found one beginning here. So I'll just stick the little masking tape. Your pendulum might move just because you are moving too fast. Otherwise, if you are doing it really slow and just concentrate on it, you'll notice. It's quite obvious. So if I'm looking for vertical lines, I'm just gonna go that way and just measure along the wall and see where my curry lines are, the vertical ones. Okay, I have one here, and now you know where the intersection is of those lines, and you can just go there and stick your biogeometry solution right in the intersection. See, the BG3 energy should be the strongest. Then you can walk around the house with that solution on and just see where you have the spread of that energy. And then you can also measure the places where you spend the most time and see if that solves those spaces. See, I love the idea that energy is energy. Positive, negative, doesn't really matter if you can transmute it. Now in this case, it's literally just finding that fattest, juiciest grid line crossing where you live and correct it using biogeometry tools. There are, let's say, home treatments using colors, numbers, other items, shapes, but the effect is not as dramatic as using these precisely calibrated tools. It makes it idiot-proof. And I love it. The best part I find in biogeometry is that you can absorb pure centering energy as you find and correct these grid lines. The old school way mostly used in Europe is to dowse. You know these weird looking rods that move in your hands? I would strongly advise not to use them. You can find nasty grid lines this way, but you are measuring this energy that negatively affects your body while doing this type of work. No wonder most dowsers get all types of ailments few years in doing this type of work. It is because they also learn to resonate with this type of stressful energy to find it. I much prefer calibrating my body and get used to focusing on this power spot-like energy, which we call BG3. It is called this way because this type of energy always has three energy qualities in common. I will not go any deeper into explaining this in such a short video. So if interested, get one of the books written by Dr. Ibrahim Karim. I will link some down below for you. Here you can see my ground floor plan with marked vertical, Hartmann and Curry grid lines. You won't be able to see the horizontal ones because I don't have the sections of the house. The whole idea is to find the crossing which has the most momentum, the strongest one, and correct it. Since there's a hierarchy of every object, every material in your house, so if you correct the strongest one, you will correct all that is weaker in potential, and you might even positively affect your neighbors if you have a really juicy spot in your house. Always depends on an area, but at least now you and your family can be you living in a little power spot. I hope people who needed this information got it, especially architects, because it's a really good skill to have when you are involved in building environments. So hope you enjoy this and see you next time.